All right, so this next part is how you're going to make the study guide. So make sure you have this glued into your notebook. Oh, don't forget to put today's date on it, and we better put a title. I got ahead of myself. So study skills number 2, study guide. And today is the 15th. Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you. The way that we're making it now is I'm giving you the questions. Maybe after Christmas, when we're still practicing this, you can start making your own questions. But you can make your own questions too. You can add something down here if you want, but I'm just making it easier right now. I created 9 questions for you. So one side has questions, one side is the answers. Same with the second page. One side's the questions, one side's the answers. So the way you're going to fold it is you're first going to fold this side. So we're covering just the questions, just like that. Then the other side, we're going to cover the answers. All right. So you guys can open this and you have your questions right here. So that way you can say, okay, what is a reference point? And you can study. It's kind of like a flashcard, just a little bit different way. So what is reference point? We're going to write it in here for our answers. So, okay, let's ask ourselves, what's a reference point? Well, where could we find our answers to these questions? In our notebook. So right here is your vocabulary, and it has reference point right here. So go ahead, you're going to open that up. And it's a point used to determine the position of an object. And we're going to write that in our study guide. But we're going to make sure that we don't cross over the line here. So I'm going to close this, and I know I'm going to answer it right here. So, and I can write all the way across here because it's still going to be covered. So a point used to determine the position of an object. All right. So then I can close this up and open the side. So, okay, what is a reference point? And I'm going to say it is a point used to determine the position of an object because I just wrote it, so I remember what it is. And then to check your answer, you can open this up. So it's kind of like flashcards, but it's just a little different way. So your next question you're going to answer, what do you need to know in order to describe the speed of an object? Now, you're not going to find that exact answer in your notebook. You're going to have to take what you know from your notebook and apply it to the question. So what I would do, let's see, what could we look up in our notebook? We could probably look up, see what speed is and see if it would help us. So we're going to go back in our notebook. Now I'm looking for speed. Okay, here's speed. So what would I need to know? The rate at which an object moves. Well, that doesn't really answer that question. So what do we need to know in order to describe speed of an object? Well, let's see. Let's see what average speed says. Distance divided by total time. That's what average speed is. I wonder what constant speed is. We're going to kind of put this all together. Constant speed is a speed of an object that remains the same. So in order to know speed, I think I would have to know the distance that the object travels and how long it takes it to travel. So let's see. What would you need to know in order to describe the speed of an object? Because I know in the car, it's called miles per hour. And miles does distance, and per hour, that's time. So what do you need to know in order to describe the speed of an object? How far it traveled, so that distance, how far it traveled. And I'm gonna put distance in parentheses. And how long it took. This would be time. So you need to know distance and time to describe what speed is. Okay, then what is speed? Well, I can look in my notebook and write that in there. So you're going to go through each of these questions. Now, I got these questions because I looked at your unit test and I said, okay, well, what information are they going to have to know in order to complete this test? And I made questions out of it. So right now, you're just going to answer these questions in this, and then tomorrow we'll talk about your answers. Don't forget you have this page and this page. So this one also, you're going to fold it. Just like the other one. And then you guys can go ahead and glue these into your notebooks just the way that they are so that you have them. But I'd write on them first because it's easier to write on them when they're not glued in. So go ahead and fold these and then go ahead, fill them out, and then you can glue them into your notebook after we go over them tomorrow, just in case you need to make any changes. And make sure you guys are writing with pencil so that you can erase and make changes. All right, so I will see you guys with these completed tomorrow.